Hi, Jonas and Cam. It's Auntie Sarah. I heard you really are enjoying The Wizard of Oz. Last time we left off, and Dorothy, if you recall, had been taken to Oz. She had met the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, and they were headed off into the distance on the yellow brick road to the land of Oz. So now we're on chapter 5, The Cowardly Lion. As Dorothy and her friends continued on their way through the forest, they heard a terrible roar. The next moment, a giant lion ran onto the road. Dorothy and her two friends were very frightened, but little Toto ran ahead and barked at the huge beast. When the lion saw the little dog, he opened up his mouth as if to bite him. Dorothy became so angry at this that she rushed forward and slapped the lion on the nose. "Don't you dare bite Toto!" she shouted. Here's a picture of Toto barking at the lion. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself, a big lion like you, trying to bite a little dog." "I didn't bite him," said the lion, as he rubbed his nose with his big paw. "No, but you tried to," Dorothy answered. "You are nothing but a coward." The lion hung his head in shame. He confessed to Dorothy and her friends that although he was supposed to be the king of the beasts, he really was a coward. Large tears fell from his eyes as he told the travelers his sad story. The poor lion was afraid of almost everything and everybody. The Scarecrow stopped for a moment and scratched his straw head. Then he said, "I'm going to the Emerald City to ask the Great Oz to give me brains. Maybe Oz could give you courage." The lion wiped away his tears. "If only I had courage, then I could truly be the king of the beasts." And there the lion is crying. So Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man invited the lion to join them on their journey to the Emerald City. The lion agreed, and the friends continued to follow the yellow brick road towards the home of the Great Oz. And here they are, following the yellow brick road all together. You can see the lion, the Tin Man, Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and little Toto. Chapter 6, The Deadly Poppy Field. That night, Dorothy and her friends camped under a large tree in the forest. The Tin Man cut some wood with his axe so that Dorothy could make a fire. The lion hunted for food, and the Scarecrow searched for nuts and berries. After several days through the forest, uh, they came to a lovely sunny land. The first thing they saw was a large field of scarlet poppies. Poppies are beautiful flowers, but when there are too many of them together, the smell is so powerful that anyone who breathes them will fall asleep. So here is the picture of the poppy field they came upon. Dorothy did not know this, and in a very short time her eyes grew heavy, and she sat down to rest. The Tin Man tried to awaken Dorothy. He shouted, "This is no time to rest. We must hurry and return to the yellow brick road before dark." But by this time Dorothy was fast asleep. Since the Tin Man and the Scarecrow were not made of flesh, the scent of poppies did not make them sleepy. "What shall we do?" asked the Tin Man. "How will we ever get back on the road to Oz? If we leave Dorothy here, she'll surely die." The Scarecrow had an idea. He told the lion to run quickly through the field so that he could escape the deadly flowers. Then he and the Tin Man could carry Dorothy and Toto out of the poppy field. Here is Dorothy sleeping in the poppy field and the Tin Man trying to help her. So the Tin Man and the Scarecrow made a chair with their hands and carried Dorothy slowly through the field. After a while they came to a bend in the river. There, lying fast asleep in the flowers, was the lion. The smell of the poppies had been so strong that the huge beast had given up and fallen asleep. Then the Scarecrow and Tin Man felt very sad. Since they could not carry the lion because he was so heavy, they had no choice, but they had to leave him asleep. So there the Scarecrow and the Tin Man are carrying Dorothy. How about we read one more chapter? Chapter 7, The Queen of the Field Mice. The Scarecrow and the Tin Man sat beside a river and waited for Dorothy to wake up. "We can't be far from the yellow brick road now," said the Scarecrow. "But which way do you suppose it is?" The Tin Man was about to answer when he heard a low growl. He turned his head and saw a large yellow wild cat running towards him. Its mouth was open, showing 2 rows of ugly, sharp teeth. Its red eyes glowed like balls of fire. It was chasing a tiny gray field mice. Although he had no heart, well, let's look at the picture here. So there's the cat. Not quite like Amy or Lucy or Gus. Sorry. All right. Although he had no heart, the Tin Man knew it was wrong for the wild cat to try to kill such a tiny creature. So the Tin Man raised his axe, and the wild cat ran by. And as the wild cat ran by, he gave a quick blow and cut the beast's head off. "Oh, thank you ever so much for saving my life," said the field mice in a squeaky voice. What do we think about that? He wanted to save the mouse, but he killed the cat. "Oh, thank you, ever so much for saving my life." "You are quite welcome," answered the Tin Man. "Even though I have no heart, I am careful to help those who need a friend, even if it happens to only be a mouse. Why, I am the queen of all field mice, and since you have saved my life, I owe you a good deed in return." But the Tin Man could not think of anything this tiny mouse could do to help him. Just then the Scarecrow got an idea. "I know something you could do to help us. Our friend the lion is fast asleep." Here is the queen of the field mice now, talking to the Tin Man. "Fast asleep in the poppy field. Do you think you could help us move him?" The Tin Man could not understand how a tiny mouse could move a great lion. But the queen of the field mice informed him that she was the queen of thousands of mice. She gave a signal, and in a few minutes they were surrounded by field mice. They came from all directions. There were big mice and little mice and middle-sized mice. Each one brought a piece of string in its mouth. The Tin Man and the Scarecrow worked very quickly, and in no time at all they had made a truck out of tree branches. They slowly tied one end of each piece of string around the neck of each mouse and fastened the other to the truck. When all the mice had been harnessed to the truck, they were able to pull it quite easily. The Tin Man and the Scarecrow sat on the wooden truck while the tiny mice pulled them into the poppy field. All right, so here's each mouse bringing a little bit of string in their mouth. And here a truck is more like a cart than an actual truck. So they pulled them into the poppy field. They soon found the lion. They finally managed to get him on the truck, but they had to work very hard, for the lion was very heavy. Then, with the help of the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, the mice were able to pull the truck out of the poppy field. By this time, Dorothy and Toto were awake, and they were very happy to see their friend the lion being pulled away from the deadly flowers. The queen of the field mice bowed in a squeaky voice. "Goodbye. If you ever need us again, come out into the field and call, and we shall hear you and help you in any way we can. Goodbye." And that is the end. Until next time, bye-bye.